This is going to be a review of the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, which I have been in love with. I coveted it for a while, I think. I kept looking at it in stores, looking at it at Ulta, looking at it at Sephora, and just being like, ugh, I want it. So I finally broke down and bought it for my birthday. I debated between getting this one and the Lorac Pro 2 palette, but ultimately this just really was what I was going for. I wanted something smaller, I wanted something compact. I had been looking at a bunch of quads, some quints, you know, from Dior and stuff like this. I really wanted to splurge on something, but I couldn't find anything that the colors were really exactly what I was going for. And except for this one. And I will go ahead and show you those now. They're beautiful. You've probably seen them all. Not too warm, not too cool, just completely perfect in my opinion. And that's what this channel is all about, my opinions. So, which sounds horrible, but I mean it really is. You know, you're looking for viewpoints. Anyway, that's a different topic. So what I will do to start off this review is I will swatch them all for you and we'll go from there. So I'll do by row because that's how Too Faced groups them together in the little booklet that they come with. Or why don't I talk about the packaging first? Let's do that. So the packaging is now this tin, which started with the Boudoir Eyes palette, I think. And they actually are converting all of them to this tin instead of that cardboard paper packaging. It's got a magnetic closure. So it's actually kind of really secure. It doesn't just fly open, but it's not hard to get into. It's compact. It's, you know, really, it's not, let's see. So it's not as long as my iPhone, but it's, you know, like 2 iPhones thick. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. It's not that big, which I really like. So you're getting 9 eyeshadows, but they're not huge palette. Anyway, I really like this. I love the shape. Great for traveling. This could be the only palette that you need. You've got just about everything you could need. Unless you use a black regularly or something like that. You don't have that in here, but you've got such a dark brown that I don't think you would need it. So when you open them up, and when you first get them, they're in a box, and a little cardboard box. You open them up and the palette just comes right out. It's pretty snug. But there's a little booklet that comes in the top of the Too Faced palettes that offers suggestions about how to use the shades and the groupings that they already come in. So when you look at them, if you've never owned a Too Faced palette before, you've got day. They kind of change depending on which palette and the theme of the palette, but usually you have a day one, you've got a classic, and this one is fashion. That's not uncommon. The day, classic, and fashion look. Sometimes you'll have it day, night, and classic, or, you know, different ones, but usually it's this grouping. And then they go by trios. So you've got this white shade. It's kind of a very light cream. It's called Heaven. And then you have Cashmere Bunny, which is a beautiful mocha color. And then you have Sex Espresso, which is a beautiful matte dark brown. And then on the second row, in the classic row, you've got Silk Teddy, Push Up, and Erotica. And so that's those 3. These are all matte. These are all shimmer. And this last row, which is fashion, this is called Nudie. This is Honey Pot. And this is Chocolate Martini. And Nudie is a beautiful matte shade. And then these are 2. This is kind of a metallic shimmer finish. This is kind of a matte with gold sparkle running through it. It's actually really beautiful. And so obviously the looks that they give you in that little booklet use them this way, but they actually work really well that way too. And I'll talk about that more in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to swatch them. I think I'm going to swatch them on over primer. Give me just a second. Okay, so I went ahead and swatched everything, and then I will run you through exactly what they are. I did swatch them over primer, like I said I put on Behind the Scenes, Lorack's Behind the Scenes primer. It's just something I had available. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. So I will go in order, you know, like you see it when you look at it. But of course I swatched it backwards, so this is going to be interesting. So on the first row, you've got the Heaven shade, which is this creamy matte cream shade that is actually really very not too dissimilar from my skin tone, so that's why it's hard to see. And then you have Cashmere Bunny, which is a beautiful deeper nude shade. Really love that. Really good texture. And then Sexpresso, which is this super matte dark brown. I just can't get over how great that is. I even like using that, and I don't use a lot of dark eyeshadow, which is another reason why I like this. There weren't so many dark, super dark eyeshadows that it was just really hard to use. Side note, the clouds, the sun is going in and out behind the clouds, so, or vice versa, so the light is fading in and out, so we'll just do our best. Okay, so anyway, so this is the first row. This is Heaven, this is Cashmere Bunny, and this is Sexpresso. So if we go to the second row, this is the classic row. This is Silk Teddy, the beautiful shimmering pink color, which is very similar to, I think maybe Sin from Urban Decay, but it's just a ton more pigmented. Beautiful texture, completely soft. The middle shade, which is also kind of metallic, is Push Up, and I love this color. Really pretty. And then this one is Erotica. Excuse me. Yeah, no, I thought it said Exotica for a second. It's Erotica, and it's a beautiful, it's like a charcoal brown with a gold shimmer running through it. Gold and silver. It's beautiful. And that's that shade. And then the bottom row, God, I made this difficult on myself, didn't I? So the bottom row, Nudie, this is a matte shade. Beautiful transition color. I use this in my crease just about every single time I use this palette, and I've worn it for about 2 weeks straight, and love this shade, and I'm so glad it's one of the bigger shades. And anyway, and then this beautiful color is Honey Pot. Look at that, so pretty. And then this one is actually something I'm really surprised by. This is Chocolate Martini, and you're not going to be able to tell here, but it's got this beautiful gold shimmer running through it, and it's smooth. It's a matte base with this gold shimmer in it. It's completely smooth. Like it's not patchy. I mean, it's just incredible. These shadows are so nice. They honestly are nicer than some of the higher end palettes like YSL and Dior that I was swatching when I was really looking for something high end and luxury. I just couldn't get over the fact that I could spend $36, which is how much these Too Faced palettes are, and get this kind of quality, this, you know, many colors. Usually the YSL and the Dior are 4 to 5 shades. This is 9. Just completely happy with this. I think this is such a killer value. Now, for those of you who are not aware, this is actually a palette that Too Faced has had out for a while. This, I think, might have even been the original 9-pan palette that they introduced. And the difference is several shades, I think. And I'm doing this, you know what? Let me pull that up for you. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so I pulled up some information on the old palette, and it actually came out, I found it on Temptalia.com. I found it on her review of the original one. It was still when they had the kind of Barbie doll looking logo, like it was way back. So the ones that have changed, Cashmere Bunny is the new one. This was previously Velvet Revolver, which was much more gray looking from the pictures. Nude Beach is no longer there, and Silk Teddy was original, so that one was still the same, it looks like. So Nudie is new, this one is new, Cashmere Bunny is new, and it looks like, and Chocolate Martini is new. Chocolate Martini is very similar to what was there before. It was called Cocoa Puff, but the formula is 10 times better. I remember swatching Cocoa Puff a long time ago and just being like, ugh, yeah. but this one I actually would consider using. And I have used it and I really like it. So anyway, just to quickly recap, Cashmere Bunny is new, Nudie is new, and Chocolate Martini is new. This might well be the quintessential neutral palette. If you are looking to, of course there's some parameters to it, so I think it's a quintessential nude natural eyes palette. Play on words there. I think it's quintessential because it doesn't have so many shades that it's overwhelming. Let's face it, I love the Naked palette from Urban Decay, but it can be pretty overwhelming if you're not into makeup, if you're not wanting to experiment, you're just wanting to put some stuff on every day. But it's got more options than a trio or a quad, and you can do more with it. So if you are, you know, over the age of 30, 25 over 30, and you're working and you don't want to wear a bunch of colors all the time, you just kind of want some versatility, but you don't necessarily want to buy everything in the world, this would be a really great palette to do that with. If you don't want to think about what you're wearing that much, but you know that whatever you wear, everything's going to go together. And because of how simply they have it broken down, again, you don't have to really think about it. And I think that women do that. My experience has shown that older women do tend to, especially lower maintenance women, they do tend to overcomplicate things. You don't have to do that. 3 shadows, 1 shadow, and you're done. So I love it for that reason. I think that if you love natural colors, nude colors, brown base colors, I think you just cannot not have it. So I think it's versatile. It's obviously pigmented. It's soft, blendable, completely blendable. I don't get a ton of fallout with these colors. They definitely do kick, you know, there is some powder that gets kicked up when I put my brush in there, but it's nothing that, excuse me, it's nothing that I can't deal with, don't want to deal with. You know, it's not a problem at all. I do have one con to this. Clearly, I love this palette, but I do have a con, and I find that with these, I don't know if it's the softness that comes into play or what it is. I don't think so, but I just find that these shadows don't last as long on me. So I can wear Urban Decay colors, some of them. I can wear some cargo shadows, even my, you know, the L'Oreal Infallible shades, MAC shadows. I just find that these don't last as long on me. I usually get about 7 to 8 hours, probably more like 8 to 9 hours before I really start seeing some fading and potentially creasing depending on how warm it is. But with these, I get about 6 to 7 hours out of it before there's definite fading, and you know, within 8 to 9 hours they've creased. I mean, I'm also trying this out in the middle of summer, so it will be different. The longevity will be different for me in the fall winter time when it cools down, the humidity is lower, but you know, you just take it with a grain of salt and apply it as necessary. If you have really oily eyelids, this is definitely, you know, the same thing is probably going to happen. I don't wear a heavy sticky cream base. I don't wear like a matte paint pot. I don't wear a Maybelline eyeshadow, one of the color tattoos. I don't wear stuff like that. I'm wearing an Urban Decay primer, whatever. And I have dry skin, so I tend to use more emollient moisturizing skincare, so maybe that has something to do with it, but it's not so much of a problem that I don't want to wear them. Like it doesn't make them not worth using. I love this palette and will continue to use the death out of it, and I rue the day when I go through one of the colors, because you know, that's inevitable. You go through one of them before you go through something else. So overall, I think this is a fantastic palette. I would give it, because of the longevity, I would give it a B+, A-, you know, as your skin factors into it and your eyelids factor into it, whether they're oily or dry. I think the quality is outstanding. I think it's definitely worth purchasing. And if, you know, if you're into these kind of colors, I don't think you'll be disappointed. So yeah, I think it's excellent palette. Go out and get it. 36 bucks, you won't be disappointed with it. I do want to quickly go over, because I have some time to do it, I want to go over what's on my face, because I am wearing this palette, of course. So on my eyes, I'm actually wearing a really easy combination. This is kind of my favorite way to wear it. I am wearing, so I'm wearing Honey Pot on the inner half, and so it's just in here, and then I'm wearing Push Up on the outer half. And I really love this because it gives some dimension, but it also, you can kind of see there's the Honey Pot and there's the Push Up. It's warm, it's bronzy, it's summery. I have Nudie in the crease, which of course I love. And then I blend out kind of up here with Heaven. And it's an excellent blending shade. And I just put on some eyeliner. I did tightline my upper waterline with a dark brown liner because I didn't want to wear too much heavy eye makeup today. We're going to go get frozen yogurt after this, you know. So, but I really, really love the ease of it, the ease of use. I wear these together a lot. I'll wear this on the lid, this in the crease, and blend it out with that. I will wear Honey Pot with Cashmere Bunny in the crease and put this on the lid. Fantastic combination. One day I wore this. This is Honey Pot. I wore that on the inner half, and then I took Erotica and I wore that on the, actually I put Honey Pot probably in the inner third, and then I took Erotica and did the rest of the lid and then blended it out with Nudie, I believe. Definitely did that. And blended out Erotica into the crease a little bit too. And it was this really nice, deeper look. I didn't put anything on the bottom lash line. But it still gave this kind of smoky quality. It was darker, heavier on the eyes, and yet still appropriate for work. So really, really love that. I really think you should give it a try. On the rest of my face, I'm wearing Benefit's Hoola bronzer, which I think we're going to have to talk about this soon. This is clearly a sample and not the usual size, but really loving this. I'm wearing it as a contour and then kind of around my face. I am wearing Benefit's Rockateur as a blush. We're kind of having a Benefit day. This is that color. It's such a beautiful color. Absolutely in love with it. I am wearing, where's my, oh. I'm wearing my Chanel highlighter from last spring. That's what that looks like. And on my lips, I'm wearing some of my favorite new things. So first, I'm really excited about this, you guys. I'm wearing the Chanel lip liner in Natural. It's such a beautiful shade. This is, you know, completely nude. That's not going to tell you anything, is it? So there's that. It's very similar to my NYX lip liner that I talked about, my June favorites, but infinitely better and prettier. And I'm wearing Giorgio Armani Rouge Ecstasy 105 and Ambiguous. So there's the packaging, and that's the color. This may be the most perfect nude ever. And then just for a little bit of gloss and a little bit of comfort on top, I am wearing the Ulta Butter Balm in Luna. And I just did swatches. I just blogged swatches of these, the lipstick and the lip gloss on newshinebeauty.com, which I will of course link below. So this is the lipstick and this is the lip balm. Really, really nice, really pretty colors. Absolutely in love. I hope you guys are having a great week, great weekend, whatever you're doing, whenever you're watching this. I hope you're enjoying it. I've got some good reviews coming. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if there's anything you want to see. If you want to see reviews on something specific, let me know. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm at Newshine Beauty there. I'm Newshine Blog TV at YouTube and newshinebeauty.com, of course. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, you're on YouTube. Duh. You found me on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.